What's up, everybody, and thanks for tuning in to another episode of Lockdown 23 and 1. And today, the title said interview with someone that locked me up. In all honesty, it is pretty much kind of like that, but not. I'm gonna get into the story. But this is my loving wife. I'm not gonna have her on hardly any episodes because I just feel like the significant other shouldn't be on a prison channel. But this has to do with jail and me getting locked up, so I decided to make it a special episode with my wife of 9 years. And it's a crazy story, so I hope y'all enjoy. Alright, so first things first, let me just tell y'all, okay, this is America, okay, and I have seen not only my homeboys, but people in jail locked up behind their significant other, okay. Now this story took place probably about 7 years ago, okay? It was a long time, and I'm gonna go ahead and get into it, and I'll let you hear how it ended. Anyways, so check it out. Me and my wife, when we were younger, and we still do to this day, man. I'm not gonna lie. We fight, okay? When we were younger, we fought all the time. I'm talking about screaming to the top of our lungs, picking up stuff, threatening to throw it at each other and stuff like that. I have had stuff thrown at me. I actually threw a nickel at her one time, and that thing hit her right. Where did it hit you?
On my leg.
On her leg, and it bruised it bad. I had a nickel. I just winged a nickel at her. Anyways, we spit in each other's faces. I mean, we used to get so violent sometimes. It was ridiculous, man. Anyways, but I stuck through it. She stuck through it. And I think we both realized in the beginning that we loved each other. We were just very young and trying to get used to the relationship situation. But anyways, so this particular night we were in an apartment complex, and we were screaming at the top of our lungs, and I was drinking. I always drank when I was younger, man. I always drank a few beers, maybe a shot or two of Fireball. And yeah, this stuff's nasty now. But I remember I had to take out the trash, and when I was going to take out this trash to the trash dumpster, it was across the street, and it's weird because the dumpster isn't on the property. It's really weird. So I had to walk across the street and take out the trash, put it in the dumpster. And when I was coming back, it seemed as though one of my neighbors had called the cops because of all the screaming, and they thought something bad was going on, violent stuff was going on. So as I'm walking back from the house, cop pulls me over and he said I fit the description of a public disturbance. What's going on? And I'm like, man, me and my wife have been arguing tonight, but that's about it. Nothing serious. We were getting loud. We always get loud. And he goes, oh, and keep in mind, I'm on probation, okay? He goes and says, so have you been drinking tonight, sir? And I'm like, yeah, I live at the house right there across the street. I'm grilling a steak right now on the grill, and I was drinking a few beers, you know what I mean? And he goes, okay, I understand, but you cannot be drunk out here off of your property. And I'm like, what? I'm like, this is technically a part of the complex, I thought. Well, it wasn't. So, long story short, behind us arguing, okay, I get a drunk in public charge, and it's gonna violate my probation in the long run, but I get locked up, okay? And I'm on probation. The littlest things will get you some serious time in prison. Now, this is where the crazy part comes into play, where she came into play, and it was just wild. So I go to the courtroom, I'm going through trial, I'm going in the courtroom for this drunk in public, and my wife comes to help defend me, and tell the story of we weren't fighting or nothing. He just happened to take the trash out at the wrong time, okay? And the judge says something to her. I'm in cuffs already. I'm in my uniform, whatnot. And the judge says something to her, and what happens?
Alright, so I ended up laughing at something that the judge said, and he found me in contempt of the court, and he handcuffed me, and he told them to go ahead and send me away. And I couldn't believe it.
So yeah,
awful.
look. So she laughed at the judge. They handcuffed her up on the spot, gave her a contempt of court, which was 10 days in jail. And you only have to do half of a misdemeanor, so she had to do 5 days. Now check it out. I'm cuffed up. And, you know, I'm playing, you know, I look at her, I'm like, oh my God, Brittany, you're laughing at Judge this, that, and the third. And then, you know, but deep down, I'm like, yeah. Yeah. Time to go do some jail time together, girl. So I'm going down.
Brought me down with them.
They brought her down with me, and she's in the holding tank next to me. Okay? How did that feel?
I hated you even more. I just wanted to hurt you. I was so mad.
Why'd you want to hurt me? Because you laughed at the judge.
Because I was in this predicament because of you.
It wasn't because of me, okay? The whole fight started at the house because of her, I'm sure. I can't remember, but I know it was. I thought she was going to strike me for a second. Anyways, look.
That's how you whip him into shape.
So this is what happens, man. And let me just keep in mind with y'all, man. For anyone that's going through tough times with the relationship, look. We've been together 9 years, okay? Married 9 years. 3 kids. And I can't even count the amount of times that I've moved out the house and went to my parents, okay, for like a week or so. And then came right back, okay? Sometimes love is not perfect. It really isn't. Don't think it's a fairy tale. Don't think it's some real relationship like you see on YouTube, okay? It's not. It's not always like that. There's trouble around every bend in certain relationships, okay? Now let me get back into the story, alright? So we're locked up in the cell tanks together, and I'm screaming to her, it's gonna be alright, baby! It's gonna be alright, just calm down. And then I'd say it quietly so she can't hear me. I'm talking to the other guys in the cell. I was like, bro, my girl just got locked up with me, man. This is awesome, you know? The only thing I was worried about was my kids. We had kids, and my parents had to watch those kids for 5 days that she was in jail for laughing at the judge. But what's even crazier is this, me knowing that she's in jail and I'm in jail. How am I going to contact her? How am I going to make sure she's doing all right? Who's going to write me the letters, you know, for these 5 days? So,
always worried about yourself.
Yeah, I was very selfish.
God.
I still am a little selfish, I ain't gonna lie. But anyways, so in order for me to contact her, make sure she was doing all right, I had to call my mom and tell her the 3-way situation. So check it out. I called my mom on 3-way, and she called my mom at the same time, and she merged the calls. So I was talking to her and my mom. She's in jail. I'm talking to her in jail while I'm in jail. It's crazy, man. So it was just unbelievable that I was able to even talk to her while she's locked up a floor below me. It was insane. But go ahead and tell me your input on jail for your first time. I never even asked this question before. Let's hear it.
It was awful. It was just a nightmare. It felt like the days felt like weeks. You didn't want to eat because the food was disgusting, but at the same time you had to because you were starving. And then just knowing that your kids are at home makes it even worse because you feel like the worst parent in the world.
Did you see any bull dykes in there?
I'm sure I did. It was a long time ago, so I don't remember faces or anything or names, but there was a lot of crazy personalities in there. You have every type of personality in one place, and it's chaotic, and it's kind of scary because you don't know what the person that you're sleeping next to is going to do in the middle of the night. You don't know, if they're going to jump you just to jump you, especially being a new person in there.
Yeah, and new person with nice hair and nails and stuff.
Yeah, I had my makeup on. I had everything done. So when I came in there, they were like, oh, a white girl coming up in here with her hair done and all this crazy stuff. Like, you just felt like you were scared. Like, you didn't know what to expect. But at the same time, you can't act like that. You got to go in there acting hard because if you don't, you're going to be the first one to be picked on.
Yeah.
And they're going to come after you even harder.
She could have told me all this stuff beforehand. I've never asked that question because I don't really care about women's blocks and stuff, but she did come out.
She doesn't care about my feelings.
She did. No, I do care. But listen, she did care enough to tell me one certain story. Do you remember it?
Which one?
about the sexy sergeant that walked through the block?
Oh God, yeah.
She didn't tell me no freaking stories except for this sexy sergeant that walked in the block.
No, I didn't say that. I said everybody else said that. I didn't think
What'd
he was sexy.
What'd they say?
They called him the sexy sergeant. Like, he was this sergeant who they literally waited and they looked forward to this every single day. This guy walking through, this young sergeant guy, and basically like saying, "What are y'all doing?" and better make your beds and all that crazy stuff. And they look forward to this every single day. Him walking through just so they could catcall him, like sexually harass him. Like, it was crazy.
You see that, guys? We ain't the only one to do catcalls, okay? Especially in jail.
It's worse.
In jail, those women, they will catcall you to death. I'm telling you. I remember when I was trustee, I had to walk past the women's block with the trays. Yeah,
Please.
Let's just say I got so mentally catcalled, I had to go break down in the corner and cry.
Yeah, all them thirsty, nasty people out there.
Anyways, man, so yeah, she got locked up with me. 5 days. What'd you have, top or bottom bunk?
I can't remember. I think it was top bunk.
How was the food? Did you eat anything?
The only good food in there was the first bag you get when you're in the holding
bag
block.
Lunch. I love the bag lunch. The only thing good about that
was the fact that you get a cookie.
Oh my God, those cookies! I told you a story last night about those cookies. I would buy I would have 15 cookies lined up. I would buy them things on the regular. And the bag lunches.
Can't forget the choke bread.
Yeah, and the choke bread.
I never knew they called it that until I went in there.
They called the bread choke bread or Jesus bread. I mean, this bread was so thick.
You choke on it.
You would be crapping out of center block the next day. Let's put it like that. Anyways, so yeah,
the Kool-Aid, the watered down Kool-Aid.
Yeah, man, relationships are crazy sometimes. I could honestly say that me and her have had the wildest relationship I've ever had with a woman in my life. I'm telling you, so many times I thought she was going to call the cops on me for random bullcrap of jealousy and stuff like that, or not coming home, partying too late at night. So I'm really doing this video to really explain to you that, relationships can get you locked up, okay? And, I've always said if she's trying to lock you up, to get away from her. But it's not always the case, okay? Like, she hasn't literally tried to lock me up in a serious note. But there was times where she put me in a sticky situation, And, there's also big things at play here. When I first met her, there was a point in time where I put her in sticky situations. When I first met her, man, I'll tell you this straight like this, okay? Bonnie and Clyde didn't have nothing on us, okay? I was setting people up from here to kingdom come with my precious little angel here, okay? I'm talking about, when she first met me, I was still a convict, okay? I still had a convict mindset. I was still doing crimes. I was still doing dirt. And I can't even go into particulars with you about what we did. But I'll tell you what. She didn't see the ugly sides. But it was ruthless, okay? And she had a major part in some of this ruthless activity. But
no, I didn't.
Anyways, that was a long time ago. And, like I said, every relationship is completely different. If you got a horrible relationship with your loved one and you think that it might not last, I'm telling you, it's not always the case, okay? When you're young, you get married, have kids, you're going to have trouble because y'all are young, man. When you get older, it seems like when I first met her, I couldn't go nowhere without trouble, okay? Now she lets me go play pool and poker. And,
he basically does whatever he wants.
Yeah, the more older I get, the more I get to do whatever I freaking want, man. That's right, I do what I want.
He thinks that, but I got him on a very short leash.
I don't freaking think so. Anyways,
choke collar.
Anyways, so yeah, this is probably gonna be the one and only time, unless we're doing some traveling or something, that you'll see her on this channel. But just keep in mind, okay? Keep in mind, she got locked up with me. How many of y'all can say your significant other, your wife, your baby's mother got locked up with you at the same exact time? That's right.
In the cell next to you.
In the cell right next to me.
Jeez.
Welcome to my world. Welcome to my world. Lockdown 23-1. Anyways, I hope y'all enjoyed that quick little episode and story about my life and my wife. Okay, mother of my children.
Wife.
She will be the one to bury me, even if stuff doesn't work out in the future, because you never know what could happen. I'm not going to say yes, no, oh, it's going to be butterflies and cupcakes the rest of our lives. Hey, you don't know what's going to happen the next day, man. You never do. And you never know when your ticket's going to be up. So try to enjoy life, find your loved one, and remember, like I said, it's not always going to be perfect, man. Anyway, so yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed, and I want to thank everyone who's been liking and subscribing to my channel, man. Y'all are awesome. I'm seeing new faces every day. It's really growing, and I'm excited. I'm excited not for the money, but for the knowledge, okay? Because I am giving out some great knowledge, and I swear, I just want people to stay away from the penitentiary and jail. Life is so much better, man, when you focus on your loved ones and your work, and that's it, man. Enjoy food. Enjoy living at home, okay? You ain't got to go out and party every single night, because that, I'm telling you that right now, if you go out and party every single night, you're not going to have a relationship with no woman. It has to be a give, take, give situation, okay? Rub my back, I'll rub your back, okay? That's always how it is. You can never be completely selfish in a relationship, and she's taught me that, and I had to learn for myself to control my anger, my selfish ways, and to fall in line with what she wants in accordance with what I want. So, until the next time, y'all, hope y'all enjoyed Death I Bring. Boy!